Okay, welcome home. I'm your anime manga mom. Last week we talked about some green flag guys. Today we're going to talk about some green flag ladies. These are ladies that have qualities that are admirable, people that would be make a good friend or a good significant other. Well, there aren't as many green flag ladies, or I had a harder time finding them. I think partially because women in anime tend to be written a little more shallowly, or they're just not featured because most of the shows I watch are shonen, so they're geared toward a young male audience. So, of course, it makes sense that the women wouldn't be written as intensely as the men because that's not who it's modeled for. Um, I do think having good quality characters, regardless of if they're main characters or secondary characters, is a good idea. So there's definitely room for improvement. Um, in Naruto, I would say Hinata Hyuga. She's got no red flags. She's a bit shy. So if you are on the quiet side yourself and you want somebody that would kind of fill that space and conversation, that's not going to be Hinata, but she's got no major red flags. Um Maybe Kurenai, she'd be a good one. Uh Tamari, I would say I would give a yellow flag too, and maybe a red depending on your viewpoint, but if there was a guy and he was exhibiting the same kind of violent tendencies that Tamari would, I would say definitely that's a red flag. But it might not be an issue for you. You might not mind a woman to smack you upside the back of your head when you're not living up to her expectations. So I'll leave that one on a yellow flag and say, you be the judge of that. Um, then going through my anime list that I've watched, there's The Devil's a Part-Timer. I don't see any huge red flags with Amelia. She's gone through some traumatic stuff in changing realms or worlds or dimensions, whatever you want to call it. And she's having a hard time coping with her feelings. So she's young. Give her some time. I think she'd be a wonderful uh, significant other for somebody. Given some growth, Um, Tokyo Ghoul. I'm gonna say Kirishima's a good red flag. She's she's got too many murderous intents. She's unstable. She's got a lot to deal with, a lot to heal from before she would make a green flag kind of person. You're going to have a lot of bumps to go overcome if you get with somebody who's still working on themselves. So give that person time and yeah, don't rush them into any sort of relationship. Just be their friend, help them work through whatever issues they want to work through and maybe in the future, but you know, for now it's a red flag. In Bleach, there's a few great lady characters. There's Orihime. I shipped her and Ichigo from episode 1. Tatsuki. Tatsuki's awesome. I wish they would have done so much more with her. I loved Tatsuki. Ruki is also, I don't see any major red flags. I don't think she was right for Ichigo. A lot of people ship Rukia and Ichigo. And I could say I understand why they work well together. She's that person for Ichigo that kind of smacks him upside the head when he's being an idiot. But that's not always a bad thing. And it works well. But she's just so much older and she's completely a uh, Soul Society member, so I think that would make it problematic since he's human. um, I'm going to give a yellow flag to Yoruichi. She's amazing. She has disappeared from society once before, and I know that she had her reasons, and she's rumored to be with Kisuke, so that would make sense. Um, there's nothing really major red flag about her. I would put her in a yellow flag category because, not everybody can handle having a baddie. If you can't handle having a baddie, then this is not the lady for you. So yellow flag for Yoroichi. In Fruits Basket, there are a couple of green flag ladies. Obviously Toru. Toru Honda is green flag all the way. She's completely wholesome, very supportive, uplifting. Um, she's she brings out the best in everybody that she's around, but she definitely needs somebody who's going to look out for her best interests instead of walk all over her because that could happen. Um, Kisa's young, but she's very sweet, very kind. Um, she's still growing up, but no major red flags. Um, Now, Toru's friends, Arisa and Hanajima, I would give them both yellow flags. Hanajima mostly because she's quirky and kind of lazy. So depending on if that's a deal breaker for you, yellow flag. Um, and Arisa, she has a violent past, and she's overcome it, but she's still got a little bit of baggage. So I would give her a yellow flag. I think they're both great ladies and would make wonderful uh, wives in the future. But for now, I think that they have a little bit of a yellow flag. Mine is a green flag if you like quirky. You got to be able to deal with the strange outfits that she puts on, and she's going to be one that's going to be just walks to the beat of her own drum. And I love that, but it's not for everybody, so yellow flag. Um, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Winry is wonderful. Uh, yeah, she's very supportive. She's helpful. She's kind. She's honest. So yeah, good on her. For Toradora, I would say Tyke is a little bit of a yellow flag. Um, she does have kind of a little bit of a chip on her shoulder. She is a little angry, but she's so small. I mean, if you don't mind somebody who's half your height beating up on you, then that's okay. But if that's a deal breaker for you, then yellow flag. um, Minori, she's also great. Nothing really wrong with her. She is also one that is very quirky. So if you're not into the quirky girls, she's not your cup of tea. Ami, I'd give a red flag to. She's manipulative and um, untruthful and self-centered, and I mean, she's not an evil person, but yeah, I would give her a red flag. She really needs to do a lot of growing up and a lot of repairing herself before she tries to jump into a relationship with somebody. Um, Spy Family. She's a great mother, a good wife. She can't cook, but that's not a deal breaker for a lot of people. I'm gonna go ahead and put her on red flag, and I'm gonna take Lloyd off of green flag, because they're secretive and dishonest. They didn't let their partner know about who they are as a person. And I get, in their line of work, it's really not an option. You can't do that. But that would be a deal breaker for me to be married to somebody that I have absolutely no idea who they really are and what they do. And if that might in the future put me at risk or my child, you know, that's something that you really have to be upfront with somebody that you're going to marry. So they're definitely red flags. Spice and Wolf. That was another one that I mentioned last time. I mentioned that Kraft Lawrence was a green flag, but I'm gonna say Holo would be a yellow flag. She is very, very sassy. She's very opinionated. She's smart, but you know, she's 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 not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. If you can't handle somebody who wants to come at you at your level, if you want somebody that's more of a, submissive kind of housewifey type person, Holo's not for you. Holo is speak her own mind. She'll come up with her own ideas and she'll implement them. And most of the time they work out. And it's a good thing that her and Kraft Lawrence are on the same page and work well together. So I think that she's not a red flag, but she might not be for everybody. So yellow flag. Horimiya, Hori is great. She's very she's gonna be protective of her little brother, protective of her friends. So you know, I don't see anything wrong with how she acts. Um, but like I said, I had a harder time looking into women because a lot of times they're more of an archetype and not a character. So they'll just be like the shy kind of submissive housewifey type, or they'll be the sassy wants to try and get what they want any means necessary kind of type, or they'll be manipulative and conniving or something like that. A lot of the ones from Naruto, I would give red flags to, like Sakura. No, she only likes Sasuke because he's the most popular at first. Yeah, she grows feelings for him because they were, in the same team, but I don't think that it started out with pure intentions. And she's jealous of Naruto. When Naruto gets attention, it upsets her because why she wants Naruto to fawn all over her, but she doesn't want to give him the time of day. She wants to yank Naruto around and say that she has feelings for him when she doesn't, just because she's dealing with things herself. And that's one of those cases where, buddy, before you jump into any sort of relationship, make sure your head is on straight, So, red flag for Sakura. I'm not one that thinks she's a trash character, but I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody like that. Um, then we have she's the same way, very competitive, does things out of spite. None of these are horrible, evil people, but they're not green flags. Tsunade, she's alcoholic, she drinks the sake way too much, she's got a gambling problem, so any money that you thought you had, you don't anymore. Uh, you know, so yeah, definitely red flags all around there. But like I said, Kurenai, she's good. Um, I don't know. I I guess when I'm watching women on screen, I'm looking for something completely different. Um, I'm looking to see how they fit into the story. I'm looking to see how their characters are fleshed out and written. So I guess I'm not putting much of an emphasis on the quality of their character when you're watching the shonen and you're watching the guys. You're like, okay, is this a good person? Are they strong? What are their qualities? And so I will assess them quite differently. So anyway, uh, do you have any green flag women that I might have missed? Definitely from anime that I haven't watched yet. Drop them in the comments. And if you think that I'm way off on one or gave too much credit on one, let me know. I'm all for an open debate. Just be nice in the comments. So I'll talk to you next time. Have a great week. Thank you. Bye bye.